Alrighty, what's going on, guys? Edward here, back with another video. It's been a minute since I posted my last one. I apologize. I've been very busy with a lot of stuff, a lot of things, and I just wanted to get back up here on YouTube. It is on Monday. This week is going to be very interesting because we have CPI on Wednesday. We're going to have CPI. We have a couple of red folder news this week, but today we did not have anything. However, guys. There's a lot of fear into the markets right now with everything that is happening with the tariffs, Donald Trump, and this so-called trade wars right now. And this is going to be very interesting because everything I'm reading, everything I'm seeing, we are going probably to recession for a little bit. We're going to be going for a little bit into recession. If you remember here, this whole portion, I'm in Nasdaq right now on the weekly time frame, and just to show you here the proportion right here, this is coronavirus, right? That drop and immediately correcting, right? It took like probably 3 months, right, since January to around March, right? And then it did recover after that, even though coronavirus just stayed for like what, 2 years, 3 years. So we had then on 2022, we had for me, at least for me, we had for the first time for me inflation, going into inflation, United States, right? These high interest rates and all this stuff, and then right about here we got boom, explosion. This is the war in Ukraine. That's when it started. So the whole 2022 was bearish, right? The whole 2022. What happened after we finished 2022? Immediately at the beginning of 2023, right about here, boom, we got a takeoff, right? How long that trend was? 2 years. So it was 1 year bearish, 2 years bullish, right? So literally right here, if you use the fib from the low to the high, we can expect probably a little pullback, a little correction, because we've been very overbought. Markets in overall, right? Stock market, it has been very, very bullish. So it's normal for it that eventually something is going to happen. And most of the times it's actually related to news, fundamentals, right? Something happens with the presidents, with the countries. I don't know. There's a war. There's always something going on, a pandemic, right? Something is happening. It's going to happen that will cause massive movements, right, or massive changes of direction, right? So we're probably at the moment we are starting into this curve right here. I don't see markets recovering anytime soon. I don't see them. I just don't see them. If we go here into this fear index, we can see we started the day yesterday, by the way, when I was checking the charts. Of course, markets were closed, but today I think we started somewhere at 19. It was the fear index somewhere around 19. This is just for stocks, and this is for cryptos. Let's refresh that. Yeah, we're still in 20. But there is extreme fear everywhere, cryptos and stock market. So I knew somehow we were going to drop. Although, let me go here and I'm going to show you here the trade I took today. I went all the way to the 1 minute. And I'm telling you, the 1 minute is not my favorite time frame to trade because it's usually very choppy. Like it gets very noisy. So anyways, it was right about here when we close. Look at this. This is the closure on Friday. I want to bring you there, right there. This is how we close Friday, right? Last Friday. And then I explain my team, my students, guys, I want to see how we're going to open on Sunday, how the markets are going to open. If we're going to open with a gap to the upside, or are we going to open with a gap to the downside? So I wanted to see what was the gap going to be. So as soon as it opens Sunday, boom, we open like that. And I'm like, damn it, that's not what I wanted to see. Because I wanted to buy. I'm more of a bullish guy. I'm always trying to buy. But I'm okay, if the formations are, as long as they respect. That's what I'm talking about. As long as they respect the setups, I'm cool with it. But most of the time, more likely interested in buying. So, anyways, we opened up with a bearish gap, and I was like, okay, well, I guess this double top right here is not going to get tapped anytime soon. We're probably going to be taking maybe this low right there, right? So, anyways, I don't trade as soon as the market opens. I have to wait for Monday, New York time. I trade New York session only in the morning. I don't trade London. I don't trade Asian session when it comes to indices, Nasdaq in this particular case, right? So, what happened? Pretty much from there, you see that overnight. Let's go to lower time from here, 15-minute. Notice what happened overnight. This is still Asian session. Asian session, 2 a.m. And then I believe, boom, right there. So this is London already. So notice what happens in London. We already started to like, you can see that we are respecting this gap, right? It's like we opened up bearish, but we pulled back, we tapped the gap, or this imbalance or inefficiency, whatever you want to call it, and then the price just pretty much, boom, during London actually dropped. So it was creating this relative equal lows right there. So by the time I wake up, I think I was awake already at this hour. Yep, I was sending videos and ideas to my team, saying, okay, well, let's see what's going to happen once the New York session open, and I want to see what's going to happen once these lows get taken, if they get taken. They did get taken at 7:55, so it was still a London session. New York session not open yet. Boom, right there is opening. You see this gray zone right there? That's New York session. So it started opening, and we start having displacement to the downside right here, quite big. I mean, we're starting to have some momentum right there. And I'm watching 5 minute, 15 minute. I went to the 15 minute. I was thinking about this. Probably if we do close, come up higher, we close above, probably, I mean, we're going to have a change in the state and we could probably go long, right? I can try buys. But I just kept watching and waiting. We did not have any news today again, so I was literally just waiting for a setup. So I just kept seeing more sales. I saw a price respecting a bearish fair value gap right here, right? So let's see. Right here. So notice price pushes back. Let's see, what time is this? So 9:10. All right, this is where I started watching closely. I was not seeing much, how can I say, much structure right here on the 5 minute time frame. I was literally not that clear, so I had to go to the 1 minute, which is not my favorite time frame. I don't like it because it normally get very, very nasty. There's a lot of choppiness. The price gets very choppy on the 1 minute. It's not my favorite time frame. My favorite time frame is definitely the 5. But whenever I don't see anything clear on the 5, I have to go lower. Otherwise, I probably just say, you know what, I don't trade. So I have to go lower if I don't see anything clear on my favorite time frame. If I don't see anything, I have to go lower. So I went to the 1 minute, and I am watching closely S&P 500 because the only way I use S&P is to spot a divergence. I don't trade S&P, rarely, very rare. I just use S&P to spot divergence. Okay, I don't use an indicator or an RSI or MACD to spot divergence. No, I just use S&P 500. Why? Because it's a correlated pair. They move similarly, and sometimes there is a crack in the matrix, and that crack will tell me, it will give me an idea that, hey, we're probably heading this way, right? So, or that way. So, seeing right here what happened, I want you guys to pay attention to this. 9:30 right here. So stocks open, right? 9:30, stock exchange opens, and we're starting to have a big displacement to the downside. So I really don't want to. At this point, I think if I'm not mistaken, the fear index was around 16. So I was just waiting for a sell setup. I didn't want it to buy at all. Didn't want it to buy. So I'm just waiting for a sell setup. I want to see SMT, right? And some sort of change in the state of delivery. So when the price is somewhere here already, look at this. Look, at this point, look at where Nasdaq is, right? Look at where S&P is. You see this high that I'm going to mark up here. This high right here is this high on Nasdaq. So do you see the difference in the crack in the matrix right there? So S&P 500 is sweeping already that high when Nasdaq is not taking it. And they are co-related pairs. That means that they move similarly. They move similar, right? Not exactly the same, but they move similar. So like they're supposed to be like, for example, when Nasdaq creates a low, S&P should create a low. Whenever there is that crack that probably S&P does not create the low, but Nasdaq did create the low, that's a sign for you that we're probably having a reversal. So that's why we use S&P. So anyways, I'm already preparing, right? I'm seeing Nasdaq is not taking this high. S&P already took that. So I'm waiting. I'm already detecting that Nasdaq is the weaker pair. Nasdaq at this point is the weaker pair because it's not pushing any higher, right? There's something here stopping it. So I'm waiting. As soon as I see this sweep right here of liquidity, I remember I took in this area, somewhere around this area, I was taking already one shot, one small position, and I was placing my stop. I'll tell you where. I actually went to my favorite time frame, and after this manipulation here, right here, that wick, I placed the stop pretty much above this what's called a breaker. Right there, place my stop loss above that on the 5. I went back to the 1 minute, and then I waited. So notice here that once the candle closes below, boom, right there, we had a candle closing below this low. That's considered a change in the state of this last bullish candle when it sweeps this high right there, and then the next one closes below. That's a change in the state. I enter again. I made another sell position right there, and I was targeting this low and also that low from Friday right there, a little bit lower, just a little bit lower right there. So and of course, you know, I had my confluences already. At this point I had divergence, right, which notice that Nasdaq did not sweep. S&P did sweep it. So S&P created a higher high and Nasdaq created a lower high. So and we are tapping that breaker on the 5-minute time frame, on that higher time frame. So I'm very confident right here at this point. And what happened after that? Boom, very quick. This was on a 1-minute time frame. I took only one trade and I was out. I did not trade anything else after this, based on ICT, of course. No more shots. So only one trade and I walked away. Now, what happened after that? Yeah, price kept crashing and crashing. I don't care. Price is very weak anyways, right? Very, very weak. I don't see buys coming in anytime soon unless Donald Trump says something good, or he cuts down the tariffs a little bit, right? Because right now he is applying tariffs and other countries are applying tariffs to the U.S. right now. So it's quite crazy right now, quite insane. And if you look at the stocks, I want you guys to see how the stocks were this. Look at this. Look at if I can actually do zoom into this thing. I don't know if I can do zoom. Can I do zoom? Oh, yes. Look at this thing. Insane, right? Insane. 5% down NVIDIA, but this one right here, Tesla, 15% down. Holy smokes, right? Let me actually bring that 15% down. Look at this thing. We broke that support right there. Oh boy, this is gonna go again. This is what I'm saying. This is gonna go. This is bad. But this is bad. This is very bad. I mean, it was $23, and now, oh boy, this is bad. Is Tesla gonna go back to the $100 per share? There's no signs of slowing down at all, boy. So what do you guys think? Let me know. But markets are going insane right now. insane bearish. We are going to be seeing probably this entire year, or probably at least the first 6 months. I don't think the first 6 months. I think this entire 2025 is going to be a whole. It's going to be bearish. Bitcoin. This is another thing I'm predicting right here. I'm not seeing Bitcoin recovery unless, again, fundamentals. Unless Donald Trump says something good about the cryptos right now. Otherwise, I see probably in the next week or two, we're going to see Bitcoin, and remember this, probably back down to 70 and maybe all the way down to 59, 55. We're going to be playing all over. We're going to most likely reach this area again. Somewhere in this area, we're going to be headed to those. In the next week or two, we're probably going to be headed to 70 or even 60. So get prepared. It's actually good that it's dropping because we can buy again. Is Bitcoin going to disappear? Hell no. It's not going to disappear. It's not going to go to zero. I don't think that's actually going to happen. I don't think so. It's more opportunities. If it's dropping, it means, it reached record highs, right? Over 100K. And people took money. Those who were buying from here, those who were holding from here, even from here, come on, they took their money, right? They're rich now, right? They're buying their Lamborghinis, their mansions, everything. They're spending a lot of money now. They took profits in there, right? They're probably still holding. Now they're waiting for price to pull back, right? Pull back, and then once we get here, it's gonna buy. Plus, again, the current status, the current fundamental stuff when it comes to cryptos, again, there's a lot of fear. Still a lot of fear. Yesterday was at 27, today is at 20. So more and more fear, more people trying to sell. And the only way we're going to get this push is Donald Trump saying something at the exact moment you're going to see this thing pop up again. Meanwhile, we're bearish. So hope it makes sense. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Appreciate your time. Give it a big thumbs up if you think that what I'm explaining here makes sense. Are we going to have this entire year on a bearish? Is going to be a bearish market this entire year, or no? This is just something a little. That's a little correction right there. Probably next week we're going to be getting back, or maybe after CPI we're going to climb back up. What do you guys think? So I want to hear in your comments. Please subscribe if you're new on the channel. Make sure to give it a like, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take it easy.